Hi, Yearbook and Public Relations group. I'm so excited that you're going to be working with Mrs. Etow and Mrs. Jeffries. Hi, I'm Mrs. Jeffries. I can't be with you today, but Mrs. Etow is here and so is Mrs. Anderson. I hope you are super, super excited for this group. There's a few rules we have to go over to make sure this is the just right group for you to be in. There's a few expectations that you will need to follow throughout this year. The first one is to be responsible. Kids on Yearbook and Public Relations are always responsible. Here's what that means. You will be doing a few different things: attending activities, taking photographs, creating captions, interviewing people, retelling events, writing stories, uploading photos, designing pages, meeting deadlines, publishing a book, and selling and sharing it with your friends. Does that sound like something you would be good at? Expectation number 2 is that you are safe. Kids on Yearbook and Public Relations always stay safe. Here's what that means. You are a leader. Leaders make good choices. You must be on time. You must be kind to others. You must do your best at all times, even when it is hard. Teamwork is important as well. You must be part of our team. Everybody's going to have to work together for us to be able to publish this book. We are counting on you. And we are counting on you to take care of the other people in this group as well. We work together as a team. There are going to be some times where you have to leave this room. When you do so, you are expected to follow all of the school rules and to go where you say you are going. You are not to dinky-donk or dilly-dally. If you need to go to the restroom, you go right to the restroom and you come right back. If you need to go interview a first grader, you need to go right to that room and come right back. If you're taking pictures of an assembly, you need to be where you say you're going to be. It's how we keep you safe. Keyword, safe. You're going to be using a computer and other technology like a camera. Technology is a privilege. It means it's something special you get to do because you are a part of this group. If you are not careful, if you do not do your best, if you do not keep safe when using the technology, unfortunately, you will not be able to use it, which will hurt our team. Please make sure you are safe with all technology. Sometimes emergencies may happen. For example, if you're going to interview a 5th grader or you're taking pictures at an event, a fire alarm might go off. Yep, it's true, it could happen. Should that happen, your job is to find the nearest adult, join their group, and wait to hear from Mrs. Jeffries. Part of that is that you also have to communicate to the teacher who you are, which means at all times during any activity where you are representing the yearbook or public relations, you will have to wear what's called a press pass. You may have seen a press pass on somebody like a news reporter or a newspaper worker or somebody who works for the media. It's a special badge. Teachers wear badges everywhere we go. You may have seen your teacher wearing a badge, or your principal. They wear them too. You will have to wear this press pass anytime you go to any event. Should an emergency happen, or should a teacher not know who you are to show them this press pass. It will have things on it like your favorite things to do. It will be color-coded, so you're going to be choosing your favorite color, but it's also going to have important information like your name, your teacher's name, your grade, your school, and who your advisors are, which would be Mrs. Jeffries and Mrs. Etow. Now, Mrs. Etow, I'm going to ask for you to stop the slideshow at this time. You're going to pass out the yearbook pages to all of our little yearbookians. At the top, I would like for them in the film strip to tell us 6 things about themselves. They can use words, pictures, colors, But in each of those 6 things, I want to know something about them that's interesting. Things they like to do, things they like to eat, people in their family, their best friend, anything, their choice, 6 things. The next is to choose their favorite color out of those 8 colors. You just circle one, only one, not 2, just one. Then I need you to fill out the important information: name, teacher, grade, school, advisors. Well, I filled that part out for you. Okay, stop for a minute and I'll meet you back soon. Thanks, Mrs. Etow. Now that you've filled out your press pass information, it's very important that you know the next expectation, which is belong. Kids on the yearbook and public relations group belong to the group at all times. What this means is that you can pair, care, and share. Here's a picture of Mrs. Etow and Mrs. Jeffries together. Aren't we cute? It looks just like us. Here's what I'd like for you to do. I'd like for you to take your press pass right now. I want you to pair with a group. I want you to share about yourself. And 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, you may have to be even extra caring, because a kindergartner or a 1st grader might need a word or 2 written for them, or they may need some assistance. I need you to be caring and help them with that, so that when Mrs. Jeffries receives your press pass information, I can quickly create your press pass. So if any words need to be written, please do so at this time. Also, while groups are sharing, Mrs. Etow and Mrs. Anderson are going to show you how to take a photo using the camera. You will be taking a picture of one of your friends, and they will be taking one of you. Mrs. Jeffries will need 1 headshot. They're going to tell you what a headshot means, of each kid for your press pass. On your press pass, it will have a picture of YOU. You can stop the slideshow, Mrs. Etow, at this time so that kids can work on this activity. Now that you've created your press pass, and you've shared, and you've taken a photo, I know yearbook's a big job, but you've got to do it. You're the just right person for the job, which means you know what it means to be respectful. Kids on yearbook always show respect. What this means is that you will be giving compliments and thanking the people that you're working with. You will be encouraging to others. And so I want you to practice this today. As a group, we're going to go around in a circle. Mrs. Etow, if you'll lead this, call on one student at a time, and I would like for them to tell one thing that they've learned or discovered today that they are excited about. I want them to be excited about this group, Mrs. Etow, so if it's not really exciting, I want you to ask them to dig a little deeper. I cannot wait to meet all of you and find out what you're excited about. You can stop the slideshow at this time, Mrs. Etow, and go around and get to know those kids. Now that you've shared, the last expectation is that you take care of our space and each other. Kids on yearbook show respect, and they show that they care for our things, themselves, and others. What this means is that you have to take care of our room, the things that are in it, the technology that you have to take care of the teachers and the other kids, and you have to take care of yourself. You have to be ready to go when you say you're going to be ready to go. So here's what I'd like you to do to demonstrate this. I'd like for you to high-five your friends and thank them for working hard today. Then I want you to high-five your teachers and thank them for their hard work too. Then I want you to look around our room. If there's anything that needs to be cleaned up or organized or taken care of, it is your job to do that. Mrs. Etow, you can stop the slideshow at this time. Make sure the kids are thankful for you, Mrs. Anderson, and each other, and our room. Now that everything's taken care of, it's time to talk about our next meeting. At the next meeting, you have a few expectations. I'd like for you to bring ideas for pages and topics that we're going to be covering in the yearbook. Be ready to receive your press pass. It's going to be a cute one. Make sure you bring a smile, wear it with pride, because we like happy kids on the yearbook club. Think about what a good photo looks like while you're away from our group, because the next time you come back, we're going to be talking about taking good photos. Also, I want you to be prepared to meet Mrs. Jeffries. She can't wait to meet you, and she will be back for our next meeting. I hope you enjoyed your time today. If there's any extra time, you can go around the circle and just share a little bit about yourself. Until then, I will see you later. Bye-bye, Yearbookians.